All right, social media marketing or social media marketing or SMMA, social media marketing agency. My experience. Let's jump into it. All right, so before we get started, my name is Playboy G. I'm a starting content creator, entrepreneur, multiple different things. I'm just trying to get shit done and just have fun while I'm doing it. So this is pretty much just gonna be a video talking about my experience with social media marketing, how I jumped into it, why I jumped into it, and just the reality of it. Whenever I first jumped into it, I saw multiple different videos, Jordan Platt and Amon Gadzi, and I was just seeing people do crazy numbers, and they made it sound very, very simple. And actually, it's not as complicated as many people think, but it's also not as easy as everybody thinks. They kind of were giving me this idea, this kind of like lifestyle that I wanted to go after, and I was a young, hungry 18-year-old, so I was just jumping after all these different things. And I was seeing multiple different ways that everyone does social media marketing, because then there's like SEO, management, marketing. Are you marketing on Google? Or are you marketing on Facebook? Like Pinterest, all these different things. And I was just like, well, this is very overwhelming. What am I gonna do? So at first I saw that everyone was making money off of marketing. So I was like, I have to do marketing. I was like, I have to jump into it. So I went on HubSpot. Even Google offers a few courses you can take practically to get certified. And I went on there and I practically just gained a little bit of experience in management and marketing, mainly on Facebook and Instagram, because that's where all the businesses were. And Google just seemed a little more complicated. Facebook, there was a lot more I could jump onto. So I went towards that Facebook route and I wanted to do marketing, Facebook marketing. I started doing marketing and I started sending out DMs, because now it's like, how are you going to reach out to your client? Are you going to be doing cold calling, emails? And most of the time you're supposed to be doing everything. You're supposed to be trying to send out DMs, emails, and do so many cold calls a day, but it all varies on your schedule and what you're trying to do. I didn't want to be talking to people. I was 18, I didn't really have too much experience, so I was sending out DMs all the time. Most of the time I always see cold calling is a must. You have to do it. Well, I didn't want to do it. I wanted to send DMs, so I started sending out DMs like crazy, from like 7 in the morning to like 10 at night. There's like a limit you have every hour, or Instagram will like ban you from sending messages, practically block you for like, I think it's like 24 hours to 72 hours or something stupid like that. This is all a learning curve for me while I was doing it. I started sending out all these messages. I think within my first 2 weeks, I was sending out messages to e-commerce brands practically, because I was sending messages to local businesses, but I also didn't want to like ruin my reputation by like not like presenting myself properly. So I wanted to start with businesses out of state that were like e-commerce and stuff like that. And whenever I got into doing that, I was able to sign small clients for small little things like running traffic to their website, increase their follower count. There's multiple different things that I would do for these clients, whether it was brand awareness, traffic, conversions, all these different things. But at the end of the day, most of the clients that would pay high, they wanted conversions. And from marketing, whenever I got first started, which was in 2017, it was a lot more different. There was nowhere near as much knowledge out there. So I was doing my own thing, and I wasn't doing everything properly and as efficiently as I could, but it was just because I wasn't as educated and I was trying to chase this dream that kind of wasn't existent, really. Well, then I signed my first biggest client, Crafter Blue. It was a Hong Kong watch and watch strap company, and they were my first big client. I sent them a DM as well. I didn't even talk to them on the phone. I pretty much just showed my services, showed exactly what I could do, and I knew exactly that they were a big brand. So I mean, you wouldn't treat Mama's House Bakery the same as a Psycho brand or Rolex brand, you see what I'm saying? So I sent them over a contract and I sent them over my services. It was around a $1,200 package deal. We were on different time zones, so I had to send it to them, and I went to sleep. Woke up the next day and I had my first big check, which was $1,200. And that took me like 2 or 3 months to do. And when I saw that, I realized, okay, well, I could start doing this. This was my first big client. From there, I wanted to start scaling. I wanted to start getting real businesses. But it's all about your skill set and exactly what you're offering. At the end of the day, you got to be producing results, and you have to be working. Have to be putting in that work for it. And you can have a boutique agency, an agency where you hire other individuals like on Upwork, other sites, and you pretty much pay them to do other work on your behalf. You sign them as an associate or something like that, practically on your team. But this is whenever you start building an actual whole business, and then you have people managing this and all these other different things. But right now, I'm doing everything just me. So I'm focusing strictly on management and basic marketing. I honestly suggest, if you're jumping into this, don't overstretch yourself. A lot of us jump into it and just want to make that money, so we try to learn as much things as we can, and we overstretch ourselves, and overstretching yourself just only hurts you because you're not progressing as properly as you can. Now I'm focusing on just basic management and basic marketing services, and I'm selling in my local area, and I'm building my name so that I'm actually building an actual business. Whereas before I was selling small contracts, not really building as much relationships, and it just wasn't as long term. So that's my experience. I've been going on social media marketing for around like 2-3 years now, but I honestly believe the first 2 years I was doing it incorrectly. I was thinking like a kid. I wasn't thinking as a business owner and how to properly progress. So I was just selling these small contracts. I was making money. I was making good money, but all those businesses, if I would have been able to build long-term relationships with them, would have been way better for myself, but I didn't. But that's why I'm doing it now, and that's pretty much my experience. I just want to share that with anybody that is jumping into SMMA and is kind of thinking about like, oh, what should I expect, what's gonna happen. My process didn't take that long to sign a client, but properly maintaining everything and keeping everything in order, that's the biggest thing. That's where you're gonna become a business owner. So that's my experience. I hope you guys enjoy this. My name is Playboy G. I'm gonna be sharing content like this all the time. I just got started. This is my first long video, so if you made it this far, thank you. I really appreciate it. If you like, subscribe, I would really appreciate that. And I think that's it. I really appreciate it. Peace.